I just heard that Hitler's relocating Jews. I don't know where for sure, but I'm Jewish. I need a place to stay. Can you help?
Oh no, that's horrible. Yes, come inside. In fact, I'll help you escape. I know a way that I can take you across the sea. Wow, that scene was so intense. And that actually came from a book called NumberTheStars by Lois Lowry. And in this book, a little girl named Anne-Marie had to make a very similar decision. And a lot of those decisions had to do with her choosing to be brave. Anne-Marie was not the only one who had to be brave. Her best friend Ellen, just like in the scenario shown before, also had to be brave. Ellen happened to be Jewish, and a lot of German soldiers did not want Jewish people there. They wanted them to be relocated or have them move somewhere else. So Ellen had to choose to make brave decisions as well. And Anne-Marie's family, the Johansons, also had to help out to make sure that Ellen could be safe. I'm actually going to read part of this book to you guys about what happened in one scene where Ellen and her family, Anne-Marie and also Ellen, their family had to be brave and choose to make a good decision to help save Ellen's life. Now what happened here was some German soldiers had come into the house of Anne-Marie's family, and they had tried to intimidate them into telling them where Ellen was. I will be reading right here where Anne-Marie's father had some quick thinking, and he tried to get some baby pictures of his daughters, which were Anne-Marie and her sister Kirsty, and also the older sister Liz, who died not before this book started. So here he gave the pictures to the German soldier. "You will see each of my daughters with their name written on the photograph," Papa said. Anne-Marie knew instantly which photographs he had chosen. The album had many snapshots. All were poorly focused pictures of school events and birthday parties, but it also contained a portrait taken by a photographer of each girl as a tiny infant. Mama had written the name of each baby daughter across the bottom of these photographs. She realized too why Papa had torn them from the book. At the bottom of each page, below the photograph itself, was written the date, and the real Liz Johansson had been born 21 years earlier. "Kirsten Elizabeth," the officer said, looking at Kirsty's baby picture. "Anne-Marie," he read next, glanced at her, and then dropped the second photograph. "Liz Margaret," he said finally, and stared at Ellen for a long time, unwavering moment. In her mind, Anne-Marie pictured the photograph that he held, the baby, wide-eyed, propped against a pillow, her tiny hand holding a silver teething ring, and her bare feet visible below them in an embroidered dress. And her hair was curly and wispy and dark. That was important because it showed that the German soldiers were able to be tricked into thinking that Ellen was part of Anne-Marie's family. I really like this book for many reasons, and one of the reasons is because I was able to connect with the characters. Every time the characters felt something, the author wrote them in such a way that I could feel it too. And I was always worried, and I always felt so suspenseful about what was going on in this book and what would happen to Ellen and what happened to Ellen's family. I also like that this book was historical fiction, which means that even though the family in this book wasn't real, a lot of the events that they lived through were real. And this book took place in Denmark, which is a tiny country right next to Germany. And a lot of people who lived in Denmark during this time had a lot of issues going on with Nazism, and they also tried to save the Jews in very similar ways that this family did. My favorite part about this book was the ending, because it showed that being brave does pay off, and making the wise choice about helping others, even though it might be hard and it might be scary, is always the right thing to do, and everything does turn out good in the end. So don't forget to pick up this book, Number the Stars by Lois Lowry, if you really want to know something about Nazis, about Jewish people, about saving people's lives, about bravery, and even about having suspense. This book has been awesome, and I really, really enjoyed it.